Hello, this is Edwin from Think to Win, and we're here with a new Cardfight Vanguard video. And we want to thank Domino Paris 21 for featuring us on his channel and for doing the Cardfight Vanguard channel spotlight to help out smaller channels like us. And yeah, so as you guys know and can see from the logo, we're from Think to Win, and this is the first time we're showing our faces on the YouTubes
The
because
internet or
the
YouTube,
internet,
yes.
yeah. Well, I've been on the internet before because
Yeah,
of
I
the
have been on the internet if you consider Facebook or stuff, but like in like directly like in a video.
Yeah, we have never have done that before, and we're trying this out in a new format too because it seems to be working better than Google Plus Hangouts. But anyway, we're from Think to Win. We're a channel that mainly does cardfight area matches, probably because we live quite far away from each other.
No. You live far away from me.
Yeah, that's also true. We also have deck profiles, tournament reports, mainly from me because I usually go to all of the official tournaments in my region, and some real life match commentaries whenever I do a real life match and and decide to record the match because most of the time I end up double triggering my opponent to death. But
Yeah, but he lives in a lucky area from the Netherlands. He has easy access to all of the hubs where they do the cardfight area. I mean, not cardfight area, cardfight Vanguard qualifiers. For me, it's quite harder because from Hungary, wherever I want to go, usually you have to take a plane.
yeah, but still for me it takes like several hours to go to a qualifier minimum. But I have friends who go and he needs to go alone, so yeah, kinda. The more friends you have that play the game, the easier it is to go to a qualifier. So yeah, he sent us, Domino Paris sent us some questions we have to answer and a discussion topic we have to choose. So let's start off out with the questions first. So the first question is, how long have you been playing this game? Well, I've been playing this game for I think around 2 years. I think I started around when EB03 was released, the Spectral Duke Dragon, and I pulled the Spectral Duke Dragon because
Yeah, same for me.
yeah, and I instantly bent for Gold Paladins. I didn't even know that it was one of the most broken decks at the time, but I just built it because I pulled the Spectral Duke Dragon. I was like, yeah, my first triple R, so amazing. And
Well, yeah, I went for for the Spectral Duke Dragon originally, but not because I saw that it was broken or anything. I just saw it in the anime, and I was like, man, I have to use that since we don't have Shadow Paladin, and it's the closest thing we have to a Shadow Paladin deck right now.
yeah, because there were a lot of fans wanting to have Shadow Paladin at the time. I remember.
And then when it came out with BT04, when we already had like limit breakers, it was meh.
Yeah, but you still build it, so that's.
I built it, but it was expensive and meh. It's like a second tier from the get-go and still expensive as all hell. I still remember the day when B-Dark and the Phantom Blaster Dragon SPs were 100 plus each.
Yeah, and I pulled one in the sneak too. That was really amazing.
Well, I didn't have a sneak in Hungary back then, so yeah, I kind of pulled it from the pack, so it made up for it. But yeah.
Yeah, but how long have you been playing the game?
Same. Just before EB03 came out, it was still BT02 when I originally ordered my trial decks, the Blaster Blade and the Dragonic Overlord trial decks. And I still remember seeing Blazing Flare Dragon go for $20 plus dollars.
Yeah, that's really amazing at the time. So you probably have been playing longer than me, but since I have access to more locals, I play it more often, I think.
Yeah, well, the locals originally here was like me and my brother, and then later on, when the local shop started featuring it, like, I don't know, less than half a year ago, people actually started to play, so yeah.
Yeah, so we both have been playing for around 2 years, going on and off too, because we haven't been playing all the time. Like, there have been times where I almost stopped playing completely at the time. Like, I think it was like a month or two where I kept being busy with studies, and yeah, so I didn't really have that many Vanguard going on at the time. But that also sets up for our next question.
Which is, why do you love Cardfight Vanguard?
Yeah, but I still need to put it in. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Why do you love Cardfight Vanguard? Well, the first thing I like about the game is that it's relatively easy to pick up, yet still hard to master it for some people. But
Well,
And
depends on the deck too.
yeah,
So
that's true. Some decks have more options, and also like that there's because the cards are relatively cheap, it's easier to build multiple decks. That's also what I really like about the game. Because in Yu-Gi-Oh, when I still played, I had like one deck, and I couldn't afford another one. Well, in Vanguard I have 8, 9 full decks, I think, quite a lot.
yeah, I had eight decks too. So right now I sold a few, but yeah, because I have had so many decks that even if I go to every locals or everywhere I take a different deck, I still can't play them out maximum. So yeah,
Yeah, usually
I got
because usually what we did before we started the channel, we played a lot on Skype. That's how we met each other too. And
well,
that's
and
also
let's not call it play. It was more like you owning me.
well, obviously if you have like 5 locals in your area, you're gonna get more experience than you who have 0. So but that's also what I like about the game is that it made me able to meet some people like my teammates. It made me able to meet Sonny, and we wouldn't have started the channel if we didn't both play Cardfight Vanguard. So that's also what we really liked about the game.
And also it's fun and easy for people to pick up. Even if you don't do it competitively, it can be really fun, especially when, for example, you just hand your friend a trial deck and then he beats you with your full $203 deck.
Didn't that happen already in your locals?
No, not to me, to other idiots, but yeah.
Because he played a modified trial deck and the guy got I think 3rd or 4th place.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
amazing.
he got third. Yeah.
Well, I guess so guys pick up trial decks, really good.
Yes, it was just trial deck. So yeah, so that was pretty fun. But during that day, I played Shadow Paladin Revenger. So yeah, man, I passed it. But yeah.
What I also like is the more like the clans having different styles and mechanics. Well, it's kind of getting more vague because of the limit break and break right abilities and Legion coming out because everybody's getting the same abilities over and over again. But in the beginning, it was like all clans have and had different mechanics, which I really
Yeah,
liked.
but even then, right now, I even then they all still have kind of their own standard stuff. Like for example, Narukami, they still retire your front row, even though brawlers get some other stuff. But yeah, all cards get new stuff. Maybe they get forgotten. Maybe they will be good. We will see. But most of them still have their own mechanics, but the effects that they gain are similar. Yes.
Yep, and that's why
We-
we pretty much love the game. And also
Yeah.
getting SP cards.
Yeah,
Because-
getting SP and just put them all out on the field like, yeah, SP filled it. Put on your sunglasses, man.
Yeah. Because if you ride the SP, you will get all the triggers. Well, so now didn't
Yeah,
never
but
really
right
happened.
now with Link Joker, you can have the full PRSP fields. Like for example, here in the middle you have an SP something like for example CBD SP, or I put in Nebula Lord SP in the middle, and then two random stuff like Neobium and 12k attacker, and then in the back row you have the 7k attacker, and then bam, full SP field.
Having more foils in your deck always helps.
Yeah, it's always like, ah man, if you have lots of foils, they know that you love the game so much that you spend your whole fortune in it.
Doesn't have to mean you're good though, but if you're playing as a new player, he will think you're very good.
Yeah, it will be like, oh man, you're so skilled, and yeah,
And then he proceeds to double crit you at 3 damage.
yeah.
Anyway, next question is, so what are your favorite decks? Well, we already talked a bit about it, but yeah, my favorite. I'll start with, we both have 2 favorite decks, and I'll start with mine first. And the first one is Tsukiyomi Oracles, along with CEO Amaterasu. It was the deck I used for last year's Team League Continental and for the qualifiers. and I really like the deck. I set up a stack, and I beat Sonny a lot of times with the stack and getting triggers all the time, and just drawing cards all the time. It's really nice, especially if you like heal 2 times in the game. You can get more drawing power in as well. Also, the consistency of the right chain helped me quite sometimes. So a really nice deck. Right now, it still is able to beat limit break and break right decks, but it's not that amazing anymore as it used to be. That's pretty much my first favorite deck. So let's go on to Sunny's favorite deck.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, one of the one like I said before is this CBD Dragon deck. But right now it's in a mixture. If you see the deck profile, it's on it. Like right now, I'm running 2 Nebula, 2 CBD because I'm still waiting for my other 2 CBDs. But I like the deck not only because it's well considered broken, but I don't sack with the triggers that much. So basically, the locking mechanic helps me quite a lot. Because even if I get crap, I can make your field crap, and then we both have crap, and then whoever gets out of the crap fest first wins. And also, like I said, getting all the foils in PR, that's just amazing, especially since unlike before, like in Tsukuyomi and other decks where the foils cost you a fortune, these PR cards are quite cheap. At least I got them for $4 for everything. So yeah, having a full foil field is just amazing in my opinion. Although I still think that Paladin should have been an SP2, SP. But yeah, I really like the deck. I recommend it too, especially since after Nuvolva comes out, CBD will have a major price drop and will probably reach the Japanese price sooner or later. But I really like the deck, especially for the mechanics, and also the art style helps too, because if it would be same mechanics but with like lollies, I wouldn't pick it up for the love of my life. No way.
Your good memories, Lollies. And yeah, I showed the SP heals on the camera before when you must talk.
SP heals.
Yeah, my 4 SP heals. That's also what I liked about the deck, having SP heals. That used to be amazing. Like you drive check, heal trigger, SP. Yeah.
Put it in a Magus.
Well, oh, it still works.
Put it in Magus, man. So good.
Yeah.
And the other deck that I like is, especially if any one of you decide to check out the channel, Shadow Paladin in general, but right now I am playing Revenger, Raging Form Dragon. Well, also I like in this deck for the mechanic, and also its playstyle that in order to accomplish something you have to sacrifice something, and that kinda hits me at a personal core as well, because that happens in real life too. So yeah, I like the realistic mechanic, and also the break ride. I think it's still one of the best break rides in the game. So more that Phantom kind of makes the deck, because Raging Form himself is useless. He doesn't do anything. He can attack a cross-side with a counter blast one, but other than that, he is just an 11k vanilla, unless you have the field to retire him, and for that you have the support cards. And luckily, this card, unlike PBO, who just counter blast is 3 counter blast and then good luck, bye bye. This guy actually doesn't cost any counter blast other than the gaining power ability, so he lets the deck work on its own, and then he's just there to finish the job. But yeah, the fact that you have to persona ride him is kind of meh. It's annoying, especially if you don't get him and you have to bluff for like 3 turns, attacking with the rear guard first to make your opponent think that you actually have it, and then they overguard or underguard. It depends. Sometimes I won because my opponent underguarded, thinking that I still have the fourth and the second one in my hand, even though I didn't have it. So he underguarded, get a trigger, win. Yes, good. So basically, Raging Form is more like a psychological card, while CBD is just a plussing card.
Yeah,
but
I think CBD is more control of the opponent's field, and Raging Form is more
psychological.
Like and a pressure card at the same. Like all restanding Vanguards are pressuring in a way.
Yeah, but it definitely a different one from Dota because Dota you overguard. Raging form you underguard, being afraid, oh man, he's gonna come again with 21k, what am I gonna do with two cards in my hand?
Well, just guard and hope he doesn't have the second one. That's usually what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the general tactic. But yeah, I am currently leaning towards Link Joker because for in order to make Shadow Paladin work, you still need a certain level of sec. While for with CBD, you can just get CBD, and if you know what to lock at what time, you can still screw your opponent over.
Yeah. So let's go on with my second favorite deck because we both have two, and the second one is Gold Paladin Liberator just to counter Sonny's Revengers.
Yeah, we have this yin yang stuff going on, and then yeah.
Yeah, and also like he hated playing against me with Gold Paladin.
No, I hate his gold paladins because whenever he plays gold paladin, he sacks like mad, and then he always gets the best cards ever. Like for example, use Alfred ability. What do I need? 12k. Get 12k. What do I need? A booster. Get Josephus. Yes, so good.
I know, man, it takes skill to play Gold Paladins. And the worst thing about it is I even run the Wingle starter to make it even worse.
Yeah.
So. Well, I don't always get good stuff, and most of the time I get decent stuff, and it really annoys people. It's just a trolley deck more. Like you hope to get good stuff, and you actually get it. That's more like what you do with the deck.
Yeah, that's it. And then just the fact that he gets what he would kind of need is already annoying. Like
Yeah.
from a top deck, it's like what the hell, man, go away.
Oh well, yeah, it's pretty much that for our favorite decks. Yeah, also for Gold Paladins, there's also a lot of pressuring. Even if you do not have the full field you need, you can still pressure off Escroats early game and have Felons and Marons. Like the deck has a lot of stuff you can use, and even the Blaster Blade with Barco Liberator combo is still nice. Checking the top 3 to get the Josephus off is also nice. So yeah, the deck has a lot of plussing mechanics, like I already told in our deck profile. So if you guys want to see any of the deck profiles, you can check them out on our channel too, because yeah, we have made deck profiles of all of these decks. So
yeah,
if you
all
want,
of our real life decks that we actually thought were half good or at the time or anything. So yeah,
yeah,
and
so if,
it's basically you can see the progress of where we started sharing the deck profiles. Like for example, he shared Bermuda Triangle, and now he's sharing Link Joker and Aquaforce.
not even my Aquaforce, but
Is it for sale?
yeah. Well, that's pretty much for the deck profiles. So the next question is, what will subscribers expect to see from your channel? Well, besides our
I think what we already explained, guys. So basically, deck profiles, real life deck profiles, also Cardfight area videos. Usually, we do the new meta stuff from Japan, the new cards as well, and also some American meta stuff, and also we do some real life matches and also tournament reports. But currently, that's only Edwin's forte because for me, as I explained already, it's kind of problematic for me to get anywhere.
maybe one day we will both go to the same qualifier and we'll make like a whole vlogging series for it. But
Yeah, like a vlog. Like.
but yeah, the only thing that's going to be new, what you guys can expect from us or from me, is a vlog from England. So just to show you guys what we got from Bushy Road for the trip, what players are there, and since we're probably gonna stay at the same hotel anyway, I'm gonna make maybe do some interviews with some of the other teams there. We'll see, but I'll try to record as much as possible since I'm gonna borrow a camera from a friend of mine. So that's pretty much it for what we can see from the channel. It's pretty much all the same stuff, like always. So yeah, the Cardfight area matches, deck profiles, tournament reports, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the channel, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
But also something that people seem to forget a lot is that we are always open to play some to our fans on Cardfight area. We have done it several times before, but most of the time people just spam our comment section saying that we are online at the CEOs and they want to play us. But if you guys ever want to play against us on Cardfight area or even make a video together, we're always open for suggestions. So please send us a message on YouTube if you do.
Yeah, PM.
Yeah, even though it's hard to find this in the about section if you check on the channel. But Other than that, that's it. So let's go on. Well, Domino Power sent us some discussion topics, and we chose this one because we kind of felt like, um, well, one of them were the cells pretty much the same as this one, and the other one we're not gonna touch that subject because it's a stingy subject for some. So it's pretty much the discussion topic we chose is the meta discussion for top decks and rogue decks. But the top decks, that's easy, especially after June, I think 8th or 9th or 6th, not sure which date it is, but then it will be Nouvelle Vague and CBD all over the place. So that's pretty much for the top decks.
Yeah,
Why?
but mainly Nouvelle Vague, because as you have seen even in the French qualifiers, most people are taking defenders.
Yeah, that's true.
So mainly, if you will have a team, I can kind of guarantee that 80% there will be one Nouvelle Vague on the defender team. And on the inverted team, I can 100% guarantee that you will have a CBD.
If they do not have CBD, they must be crazy.
No, they will have Schwarzschild. So broken, you lock 3 cards at the same time. If you break right, then it's 5 cards.
And you get 1 critical.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And PG.
Well, that's for the top tier decks. What we also are going to discuss are the top decks which are a bit below them, because I think even though it's a bit worse than it, the Nouvelle Vague, it's still good as Minerva. It will probably be a huge hit here, especially with the restanding without, like, you don't have any requirements except for attack. So at the end of your battle, just discard 3 Soul Blast 3 and go for it, I guess.
Yeah,
like
Minerva will be good, yeah, because it's a restanding Vanguard, so yeah, it will be fun.
Yeah.
And it's the card Genesis needed to finally be a meta clan, because nobody used to play it, in my opinion.
Yeah, people who played it for fun. It doesn't. It was a decent deck, but compared to all the Eradicators, Shadow Paladin, Link Joker, CBD, it kind of fell short against them. What I also think is very good are Eradicators right now. It's also one of the top decks, especially just retiring your opponent's side of the field, even if you're not at limit break, is really amazing. Your opponent chooses.
Especially after BT14, because they will get Tempest.
I think you mean Ignition.
Sorry, Tempest Bolt is the other one that retires full field.
Yeah,
but they will get Ignition. Basically, if you combine it with Gauntlet Buster, it's like you get a 3 critical Vanguard, no problem.
Yeah.
And your opponent loses 2 random cards, so it's good.
Yeah, there will be some nice support. Also, the grade 2, I think, Lorentz Force. If you ride, you can counterblast 1 and retire front row as well. So if you combine it with the break ride as well, you can retire 3 cards, have a 4 critical Vanguard, and if your opponent is even at 2 damage, they have to go to your Vanguard.
Yeah.
Which is amazing in a way.
Yeah, it's really good. Tempest Bolt himself is only good against Link Joker, so yeah, he's okay, but I would go with the Gauntlet Buster combo, especially since right now Gauntlet Buster is pretty cheap.
Yeah, and also a very amazing card. Just having that extra crit. Let's say Sun is playing CBD, I'm playing Gauntlet Buster. I pressure him at 3 damage. He cannot do anything. I kill his rear guards. What is he going to do? No, not locking my rear guards. So it's really good card. Also counters Link Joker pretty well, controlling your opponent's out of the field.
Eradicator counters Link Joker pretty well in general. So
yeah, and it also has a restanding Descendant, so it's always nice.
Yeah. Probably if I would make it, I would play 4 Ignition, 3 Gauntlet Buster, and 1 Descendant, like for trolls. Like, many people with Aqua Force play like 4 Break Right, 3 Tetra Drive, and 1 Glory Maelstrom just to finish you off. It's like, man, I saw that you got 2 perfect guts. Glory Maelstrom.
And then proceed to die.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there actually another deck that's kinda?
Well, and then Raging Form, of course. He's
Raging Form. If you guys see in Japan and like over here as well, everybody's still playing Raging Form Dragon. Even if there are people bandwagoning CBD, there will always be people playing Revengers. It's so consistent. You don't need much.
Yeah, you plus much. You don't need much, and Raging Form himself just lets the work the deck work on its own. Even right now in Japan, you can see in team tournaments and other that there's always somebody playing Shadow Paladin on the team next to Nubelwag and some random Link Joker or something. So he's really consistent. He's the card that Shadow Paladin needed to come back into the meta.
Yeah, because PBO wasn't really that good compared to the others back then.
Well, in set 5 he was still okay, but in the set 5 meta that we got, he was meh. He was useless. He took too much time for setup, and his setup was still fragile.
Yeah. So let's go on with the top rogue decks. The top decks are kind of obvious, so it's just like most of the decks that are being played in the Team League right now are one of the top decks, so it's not that hard to see what the top decks are. The top rogue decks are really interesting though. What I feel is one of the top rogue decks is Great Nature and Grand Blue. I've played against those decks, and if you have a good pilot,
yeah,
it's
they are
really
really
annoying.
good. Yeah.
If your opponent even sacks a little, it doesn't need to be a lot of sack, just a little bit. Get the break rate off, some nice combos, and well, the question it ends up usually being the question: do you guard?
Yeah, but Grand Blue and Great Nature are not easy to pick up clans. I even tried them kind of myself. If the pilot is not like A plus, then you're going to die. You really need a really good master for those decks.
Yeah, especially Great Nature. I think Grand Blue is with the break ride you combo with Banshee. It's not that. I mean, it's not. You have to understand the combos at first, but when you do it, it doesn't really need that much thinking going on just for the Banshee. But I think for Great Nature, especially with the tank mouse getting all power rows and stuff, it's really amazing. That's why I understood why the reverse team in Sweden used Great Nature as one of their players. It's a really good
Yeah.
deck. I think one of the other rogue decks also Angel Feathers. If the combos go off, your opponent doesn't have perfect guards, it's an instant win. Guarding all those attacks really annoying.
Yeah, Angel Feather, but not the reverse Angel Feather. I think the set 11 with the not with the Ramiel break ride and the something else that gives random power to everything on the field.
Yeah, Azerakill and Ramiel together. Those two
Yeah.
are really good. Just the problem is that your early game you do not plus that much, so you have to think carefully of when to guard, what to guard, and how to defend your rear guards, because those are your most precious resources for that deck, which is
Yes,
really
but
annoying.
this is a typical Angel Feather. You have a weak early game, but a really strong mid to late game.
Yeah. Even good decks like Eradicators will have trouble playing against Angel Feathers if they constantly keep their field and are able to guard your attacks. Yeah, that's one of the top rogue decks. I think also Pale Moon is one of the top rogue decks. Pale
Yeah,
Moon
with the
Reverse.
cross ride.
Yeah, it's really nice. Not only is the cross ride, it's also consistent getting boosters out. With the Silverthorn Star, you can get stuff into your soul. You can put up a stack as well at the bottom. I've seen people getting like triggers like mad at the end because they stacked all the triggers at the bottom with the Silverthorn Starter. So there's some really nice combos you can pull off with Pale Moon Reverse. That's why it's also one of the more played deck in the reverse, along with Following Saber with the Sand.
I don't know, and for the rogue decks, maybe Ethics Buster Reverse, he will probably show up.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the better deck. I mean, we see that deck being more played than, for example, Pale Moon or Angel Feathers or.
Yeah, but
Nature.
yeah, he can be, but he is kind of borderline between being a rogue deck and a top deck.
Yeah, I think it's one in between. Like, I think the thing is right now it's because of the Team League invasion, people are choosing between several builds, and that's why some of the decks are in between top deck and rogue deck.
Yes, it's like you don't know. We will see. But
yeah, but Great Nature is the
especially-
best. If you don't have that much money, you're a decent Cardfight Vanguard player. Buy Great Nature.
yeah, it's like you get it for cheap. I think maybe the most expensive is maybe the Leopold and the Perfect Guard.
The Perfect Guard, and indeed the Perfect Guard, and I think something else. The Binoculars Tiger. The ones from
Yeah.
BT7 are expensive. So those are only
Yeah,
real
but
expensive
BT7
ones.
in general is expensive.
And because nobody bought the set at the time.
Yeah, because it was useless.
Yeah.
Nobody is even buying it now.
So
But yeah, for those are the rogue decks, I guess. But you can always see something like Blazing Flare Dragon showing up or something. But those
Yeah.
are not really top rogue decks. So yeah.
Something I forgot to say for top decks and rogue decks, it's actually the same both at the same time is Dimension Police.
Yeah, it's like both.
Yeah, it's a top deck but also a rogue deck at the same time because you have to sack the Great Tree at the right moment and get that crit in to finish your opponent. It's a really
Yeah,
nice deck. It's a really pressure deck, and that's the thing that makes it so great. Just pressuring with the Vanguard lane all the time. Because most
I
decks
don't
which
know.
have huge Vanguard lines is like, okay, I just perfect guarded. But with this deck, you perfect guarded once, he gets a Great Tree, you are screwed.
I don't know. There's like two players in my meta in my locals who play that. Whenever they break right, I always like perfect guard only one at 4 damage or 5 damage, and I'm like, come and get me. They never get the great tree, and I'm like, skills, skills.
And I think it's because you could not even guard extra because you would die.
Yes, usually like that. Sometimes I throw down the double, and it's like okay, but even then they usually don't get it. So I'm like, there's an 80% chance from prior experience that they don't get it. So I'm like, okay, let's go with the one quit one. And anyway, if I throw down the two of those, but they get double critical on the rear guard, it's like
Yeah, you can guard the rear
GG.
guard, you will die anyway, so.
So it's like take your poison.
Yeah. It's a very good deck, and I think it belongs to both top and rogue decks. It really depends on your local too, because there's like only one guy playing it, but some locals are multiple guys playing it, so it really
uh,
depends.
and the rogue deck because it can have some crazy builds like original Saber 0 and reverse Dayusha minus 15k on the opponent's Vanguard for one turn is also OP.
Have fun guarding that, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, you're minus 4k. Okay, I attack you with 12k. GG, 20k to guard.
Yeah, so that's pretty much concludes the end of our Cardfight Vanguard's channel spotlight video. Hope you guys liked the video. If you guys want to check out our channel, check out our channel on the link. Dom the Press will probably put out somewhere on the video.
Yeah.
Or just check us out on and search us on YouTube with Think to Win because we're probably somewhere on the top.
Yeah, because we spell it the way it's in the banner there or wherever Edwin put it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's easy to find.
I do want to thank Domino Press 21 again for doing this for all other channels. So yeah. So hopefully we will guys see you at our next video. And yeah.
Thank you guys for watching.